Now what I try to do here, we mounted the tire, showed our mistake of not putting a wide enough piece of tape here, but it mounted up okay, of course. Not a scratch on the rim. I'm very happy about that, needless to say. Now what I did is when I took the tire off, I wasn't sure that it was correctly balanced, of course. So what I did is I marked the tire where it was, where I put the mark. Yeah. Shows you what I know. Okay, right here. And it was even with the valve. Now, that doesn't guarantee that it's in balance right the first time, or that, who knows, you know, you never know if somebody like me balanced it. You never could tell. But anyway, so I have a rough idea where it's going to balance. So step one in any balancing thing here, I want to pretty much confirm in my mind. The weights were up by the valve before, and it had several weights, so I'm guessing, a lucky guess, they're going to still be up by the valve. Okay, so I try to estimate exactly where, this is the heavy spot, of course, falls to the bottom. Just like balancing a model airplane propeller. This is going to be roughly where we put the weight. So we can't go through this rib. So what I do is I take my weights. I don't want to stick them on, because if I take too many, what's going to happen? I got to take them off. So I know we started basically with this amount of weight, and it's always good, put a piece of masking tape on. It's better to sneak up on it. Now, that didn't do it, obviously. But this is a good way to tell if you have enough weight. Now we know where the weight goes, but we don't know how much. Now we got to figure out how much. The mean average is where pretty much where that tape is. So let's see, if that side goes down, we know we have too much. This side goes down, you know, not enough. Well, guess what? Not enough. So I'll take another piece of tape, and I've got plenty of weights. And again, because I have painted these rims, I don't want to just start hammering and sticking weights on. And let me go through this. I'm a lonesome man here. Anyway, I want to look at like a seesaw. I know this is pretty much where the weights are going to go. And now what I'm doing with doing the seesaw routine, guess what? Not enough. Well, let's find another one. And it doesn't matter what weights we're using. We're just trying to figure out how much weight is on there, and then I'll get a fresh, clean weight. Let's see if that does it. Now, we'll know at some point in time, we'll be close. We still need a little bit, but let's try it the other way too. Obviously, like all things in motorcycling, you can just go to the dealer and pay. But then there's no fun. You got to drive to the dealer. You got to put gas in your car. You got to have a salami sandwich on the way down there. Isn't it more fun doing it this way? And so I see I'm close, but no cigar. Let's try one more. Again, these weights are not even attached, but I know where they'll go and roughly how much they'll be. So by looking at it, and by the way, this is exactly how you balance a model airplane propeller. And because I made from scratch carbon fiber props. It's a pretty intense thing getting them balanced. And in carbon fiber, you just touch the sandpaper and they're out of balance. Okay, we're real close now in the seesaw motion. And we don't have to account for the tape, because the first time we go up 106 and hit a pothole, that'll be the end of that tape. Well, Luciano will stop in front of me, and that'll be the flat spot on a tire. Okay, so here we got it pretty close now. This is probably as close as, you know, realistically, unless you're MotoGPing, and let's face it, we all are MotoGPing. Okay, so now it tells me I know where the weight would go, and I know in a seesaw motion I'm close. But now the final test is the real test of balancing a wheel. If you really want to get it super duper duper right, no matter where you put the wheel, it should basically stop. Put it at every 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Once you get that all right, and this wheel, by the way, was quite a bit out of balance. I don't think it was the tire, because when I had the bare wheel on this, painting it, it basically was out of balance too. So shame on Kawasaki or whoever made this wheel. Maybe that's why they lost the war. Who knows? They didn't balance the wheels on the zeros. Who knows? But anyway, enough with the comments. So we know now pretty much, I'm happy with the way that works. But now, because I've got a painted wheel, if I'm at the dealer, they just take some of these sticky things, stick them on, and then about a week later you're riding down 106 and you fly off and take out a guy's tooth or something. But we know pretty much where this weight goes. So now we got to figure out, just take it off. Don't have to account for the tape. Each weight is written on how much it is. Boy, now look at, as soon as you take the weights off, you can see how out of balance it is. And when we did Bob's wheel, it was right in balance. It was beautiful. So, okay, we got some here. Quarter ounce. This is going to start to add up. This is why I'm glad I went to college and never finished. Yeah, another three quarters. Check it out. Rocket science. This is why young kids need computers. An ounce. So we need an ounce. We need an ounce and whatever's under here to get right into the ballpark. An ounce and 3/4. So we need an ounce and 3/4 of weights permanently on there. Now we have a couple of choices. Again, because of painted wheels, I'm kind of trying to avoid these things. And I have these that belong on Kawasaki wheels. So but these are in grams. So now I got to interpolate the grams. Let's see what I got here. La 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 la. Oh, I do have them. Wow. Wow. Now I can also, with these snap onto the middle. They don't take a chunk of paint out when you come out. So what I want to do first, I'll polish them, of course. Of course, why not? And I'll get the exact amount in grams, because grams are 28 to an ounce. So I'll figure out what an ounce and 3/4 is in grams, and then what I can really do, if I really want to be scientific, I have a gram scale, and I'm not a pot dealer, so it's from modeling. I can take and put this on the scale, then take this one and put it on a gram scale and get them exactly right. Then I know pretty much where they go, and then I'll go through this whole test again, the whole thing, to check that I have it. But meantime, if you figure out that if you figure out you want to balance your own wheel, and we got this from Pokey, I always want to give him credit. Pokey donated this to our cause, and the reason I enjoy doing this is at the end of it, I know it's right. If they're balancing a wheel at a dealership and you've got to, you know, let's face it, some of these young kids aren't really, you never know. And maybe the kid says, I hate Hayabusas, I'll fix them, I'll put 2 weights there. I don't know. And I've seen a ton of these fly off. In fact, at track day, they want you to put duct tape over them. You know why? Because they fly off at high speed. These don't fly off. I've had these on bikes. It's actually hard to get these anymore. I got these from Pete at Circle Cycle, but I'm actually running out. But I'll do this test, I'll put on the permanent weight, and I'm ready to go out to the garage and put the back wheel on the bike.